Dear student, in this session, we are going to discuss the operating system components from unit number 2, services and components of operating system. The course outcome that we are going to cover in this particular topic is you will able to use operating system tools to perform various functions. Then the learning outcome is LO1B, which you will able to explain the characteristic of a given type of operating system. Now, in unit number 2, we already discussed different types of operating services, that is the user related services and the system related services. Then later on we discuss the various system calls related to the process management, memory management, file management and so on. Now, in this particular session, we are going to discuss the various operating system components. That is the process management, main memory management, file management, IO system management, secondary storage management. So, these are the various components that we are going to take. Now, let us discuss what is operating system components. Now, operating system, it is nothing but a large and complex system that can only be created by partitioning into smaller pieces. These pieces should be well defined portion of the system which carefully defines the inputs, the outputs and the functions. Although we know that there are different operating system, that is the Mac operating system, Unix, Linux, Windows and other, they do not have the same structure. But most of the operating system shares the similar system components. So the components will be related to process, file, memory and IO related management. So let us see in detail the components. The first component is the process management. Now we know that the program in execution, it is called as a process. So whenever we execute any particular program and while executing we treat or we call it as a process. Now what the process management used to do, it manages many processes that are running simultaneously onto the operating system. Say for example, we will say that a time shared user program such as a compiler is a process, the Microsoft's Word program is a process, a browser program is a process, a system task which is sending the output to a printer is also known as a process. So all these processes are managed by the process management, which will keep the processes running efficiently. Now, while executing the processes, we need many resources in order to accomplish its task. Also, we required the memory to be allocated for these processes. So, the execution of the processes must be sequential. That means one after the another, whatever the processes that are available in memory, they get executed. Now, to do this, the operating system has the following important activities, that is in connection with the process management. That means these are some of the activities that operating system is performing in connection with the process management. So first is creating and deleting both the user and the system processes, then suspension and resumption of processes. That means in between sometimes the processes get suspended or goes into wait state. Later on again we want to restart the process. So that is nothing but the suspension and resumption of process. And some sort of mechanism we have to provide to to the processes, that is the providing the mechanism for process synchronization. So this is one of the activity. Then providing mechanism for process communication So communicating in between the different processes, then providing the mechanism for deadlock handling. That means if there is some sort of deadlock in between the processes, that we have to handle. So these are some of the activities that are done or that are uh, monitored or managed by the operating system related to process. In detail, how this mechanism work, we will see in unit number 3. Then another operating system component is main memory management. So we know that the main memory, it is nothing but a primary memory. It is a large array of words or bytes which has its own addresses. So we need to store the data which will be directly accessed by the CPU address, by the CPU address, or CPU can directly address and access the data from it. The main memory process is conducted by using a sequence of reads and writes of specific memory addresses. So, whatever the data or the processes that are available in main memory, processor will execute the sequence of reads and writes from these memory addresses. Now, to execute a program, it should be mapped to the absolute addresses and loaded into a memory. So, in order to execute the programs, what is expected that it should get mapped to the absolute addresses and then load into memory so that the processor can execute the processes that are available in memory. So, the details again we will see in unit number 5, that is the memory management. Then the operating system, it performs the activities in connection with memory management are: firstly, it keeps track of which part of memory are currently used by whom. So which user is using which portion of memory, that track is kept by this. Then deciding which processes and data to move in and out of memory. This is nothing but the swapping of uh, data. We used to call it as that if the process is no longer in use, we used to put the data outside the memory. Then also we require to allocate the memory when the process requests. So whenever process requests the memory, we allocate the memory, and once the execution of process get completed, we deallocate the memory as the process is no longer required it, or the process may get terminated, so that that particular memory addresses or memory locations can be used by the other processes. So these are various activities that are performed by the operating system in connection with the memory management. Then another component is the file management. Now we know that the computer stores information on various physical devices. So the physical devices comes up is the hard disk drive is there, magnetic drives are there, USB drives are there, then CDs, DVDs. So all comes under the physical media. Now the file, it is nothing but the set of information which is defined by its creator, or we call it as a user. These informations or these are commonly represents as program, both source or the and the object form, or it may be in the form of data. Data files may be numeric, alphanumeric, or alphabetic. The files may be in the free form, or it may be in the formatted rigidly. That means they may having the fixed field size. So varieties of files are there that we all know. Files may be the executable files may be the object related files may be doc files, image files. So varieties of files are there, and the operating system implements the abstract concept of a file by managing storage devices and control them, because we want to manage these files onto the storage devices and retrieve from them whenever we require. So, related to file management, operating system has following important activities in connection with file management, that is creating and deleting the files. So all the manipulation related work we used to do with the help of this file management, then creating and deleting the directories to organize the files, then supportive primitives for manipulating the files and directories, that means providing certain rights to the files and directories which are nothing but the primitives, so that according to the rights we can have the access to the file. Then mapping the files onto the secondary storage device, backing of files on stable storage media. So all these are the activities related to file management performed by the operating system. So in detail again we will see the file management in unit number. Then we have the IO system management, that is again one of the important use of operating system, which is that helps you to hide the variation of specific hardware devices from the user. So this hardware devices when come up, so some sort of supporting software we required, and that is nothing but the device drivers are there. So these are some of the things that are related to the IO system management. For example, in Unix, the features of the IO devices are hidden from operating system itself by the IO system subsystem. So some of the several components related to IO subsystem consist of a memory management component that includes the buffering, caching, and spooling. Now we'll see in short what the buffering is. It is nothing but the act of storing data temporarily in buffer, which helps in matching speed of the data stream between the sender and the receiver. So this is generally used in the main memories. Then another concept is the caching. Okay, so it is nothing but is a process of storing a data in a cache memory. A cache memory is a temporary storage area which is used by the processors in order to store the frequently used processes into it. That is what the caching is. Then we have the spooling. So it's nothing but simultaneous peripheral operation online, which puts data into a temporary working area so as to access and process by another programs or resources. This is what we call it as a spooling. Then it also provides general device driver interface. So device drivers are nothing but the supporting software which are required to use every individual hardware device or the IO device connected to the system. It also provides drivers for particular hardware devices. So whatever the drivers we require for every individual particular device, that too provided by the IO subsystem or managed by the IO subsystem. So once the only device drivers knows the individualities, that is the peculiarities of the specific device to which it is assigned. So all these management related to the input and output system that we are going to use to execute various processes of the user with the help of processor are done with the help of operating system. And the last component related to operating system is the secondary storage management. It is also called as a mass storage management. So we know that the important task of system is to execute the programs. So programs along with the data is always available in main memory while execution or during execution. Now, the main memory, it is small to store all the data and programs. Also, when power lost, data it holds also lost. So, in order to have the permanent storage of these data or files, computer system offers the secondary storage to back up the main memory. So, always we required a backup which will be big enough to store all the data that are available in main memory or that has been uh, completed or the task is completed after execution of those data. So the programs may include or the data may include the compilers because compilers require too much space, the assemblers, then word processors, then editors, formatters, all these programs are stored on a disk until it is loaded into memory. So whenever we require to use these programs, we first load them into memory and then only we start executing various processes or programs related to this individual applications or individual systems. Then modern computer use hard drives and SSD as a primary storage of both the programs and data. Also, secondary storage management works with some of the storage devices like the USB flash drive, CDs and DVDs. So, operating system as has the following important activities in connection with the disk management. So again, your disk is nothing but your secondary storage devices that we are going to manage. So the first activity done by the operating system is very important is the free space management because many a times the data is scattered onto the disk and then in that case we have to apply certain algorithms to manage the space. Then storage allocation. Whenever the program request for the memory into the disk devices, then storage allocation is the concept that we have to perform or the activity that we have to or the operating system has to perform related to disk management. And finally the disk scheduling. So some of these activities we are going to deal in unit number 6 again related to the disk drive management or secondary storage management. So these are some of the important components related to operating system. So here we discuss the components and the activities done by the operating system related to process management, main memory management, file management, IO device management, and the secondary storage management. So, for this particular session, the book referred is the operating system concept again by the Silver Cruz, Kelvin and Kelvin. Thank you.